Hi, welcome to another episode of PR Cricket Chat. I said during the preview that Australia are hands-down favorites for the pink ball test, and they proved that winning in just over 2 days, maybe 2 days and half a session on the first of the third day. I think Australia have not making any excuses, but Australia have a decided advantage of playing the pink ball a lot more regularly than India does. Australia has this test scheduled every summer. And India haven't played a ping pong test in a while. So that's the only excuse I can come up with. But having said that, I think there should have been a lot more fight from the Indian side. I mean, you look at a batting lineup of Jaiswal and KL Rahul, and then Gill and Virat and Rohit and Pant and Nitish. You should expect a lot more fight. You should expect that a team will bat for more than 80 overs. The biggest problem was I saw a lot of comments on social media, and I tweeted on X as well, saying that yes, Akashdeep should have played instead of Rana. I said this on the show, but the bowlers didn't lose India the game. Let's be completely honest. It was the batting, and definitely the body language was not there. The captain changed, Rohit coming back in. This team didn't look like the team that played 10 days ago in Perth. So there's no two ways about it. But I think you can make the excuses about pink ball, and I made that. But I think at the very minimum they should have shown some fight. This was not a 180 pitch on day one. 69 for one. 20 minutes to go for lunch. India looking good. Now you got to give the bowlers something to bowl at. If you post 275 to 300, the bowlers know even if they get hit for a couple of boundaries, they can still come back. When you're always scoring 140, 150, 180, just not enough for the bowlers to bowl at. So they're under pressure because they have to take wickets, they have to contain the opposition. It's just very tough. Bumrah bowled an unbelievable spell in Perth, and India got away with scoring 150, but that's not going to happen every single time. So the problem was on day one, that was not a 180 pitch. At the very minimum, India should have got to 75 to 300, which then makes it a completely different game. Bowlers have something to bowl at. The lines are better, the lengths are better. So let's understand one thing. This was not a bowling failure; it was a batting failure completely. An international test side playing 2 days in two innings, playing only 80 overs is just not acceptable, and that's what happened. And the captaincy change, I was thinking that if the only reason I was arguing for Rohit Sharma as captain was there's no other way you fit him in this team because Jadeja is sitting outside and he has a far better. At this point, I think he looks far better than Rohit to score runs. Dhruv Jurel will score runs. The only way Rohit Sharma plays in this test is in the series if he's captain. So you can't have Rohit Sharma on the side and not have him as captain because he doesn't deserve a place in the side. I've said this. So yes, Bumrah led exceptionally well. And I don't know if after Brisbane there's going to be any changes. So lots went wrong for India, especially with the bat. And that was the main reason for the defeat. Let's not blame the bowlers. Yes, Harshit Rana was expensive. He was all over the place, but let's not forget he's played only 9 first-class games before this. So the management should have picked Akashdeep. They didn't and made a mistake. The catching wasn't great. I think McSweeney got life very early on that first day. And then Travis Head was dropped. Yeah, sure, those would have made a difference about 60, 70 runs maybe. India would have still lost the test, no doubt about that. So you can't look further than the batting. And there is an obvious problem with Rohit and Kohli, and I don't know how long this is going to go on. Because yes, Kohli did get runs in Perth, but by then the match situation was different. It was the pitch wasn't doing anything. The openers had given a solid platform. I think Kohli himself will agree that he's just not got the runs when it's mattered of late. And I would say the same thing about Gill as well because he gets these pretty 20s and 30s and then just throws it away. I don't know if it's concentration, if it's lack of temperament. Uh, there's only one player who I think has temperament to play a long inning in this team, and that's Yashasvi Jaiswal. He was looking good in the second innings and unfortunately got out. But if at all there has been any gain from this test series so far, it's been Nitish Reddy. He's looked very confident with the bat, so balanced, so assured, so confident. He top scored in both innings. And if you can imagine a top score of 42, that's really not a big score, but that's That's how good the Indian batting was. Fitness injuries for Bumrah, he struggled on day two, and today he bowled only 1 over. I don't know why he bowled today. Maybe just to test if his groin was okay. His speeds were very low, 120s, and that is definitely a worry for India. So maybe he didn't go for flat out. And Bumrah probably is the best judge of his fitness, so he'll know if he's good enough to go. But I think there's going to be two changes for sure. Akashdeep or Prasidh Krishna will come in for Harshit Rana, and I think Jadeja plays instead of Ashwin, or maybe Washington comes back instead of Ashwin. Ashwin didn't bowl badly, but they'll need more with the bat because the top order is just not standing up, and that's where a Washi or a Jadeja will come in handy. So I think that's what's going to happen in Brisbane. But let's not take away from the fact that Australia had an advantage. They played pink ball, but they bowled brilliantly. Mitchell Starc was absolutely box office. Travis Head, he seems to have the wood over India, and India clearly don't have a plan against Travis Head. I don't know how, with all this analysis and everything, there is no plan. Travis Head is supposed to be weak against the short ball, but India didn't try the short ball. In fact, Bumrah bowled 4 balls to Travis Head and then came on to bowl to Head when he was 53. He was already settled. So our captaincy was poor. Singles on offer, bowlers not rotated properly. So definitely there was an issue there. And Rohit Sharma, I think, said himself that he was poor as a captain against New Zealand. He continues to be poor. I think I am confident that this is the last test series for Rohit Sharma. I don't see him playing beyond this because I think India's WTC finals are done. They're not going to go to the WTC. So I think this is the last series for Rohit Sharma. I have no doubt about that. So we move on to Brisbane, and let's see what happens. But um, India can say, okay, the pink ball test is done. It's 1-1. We're back on even keel. Red ball is different, but the batting issues persist. There's no going away from that. If you look at the scores right from the Bangalore test, 46, and then they had a mini resurgence, and then they failed twice in Pune, failed twice in Mumbai, failed in Perth, failed twice again in Adelaide. So there's definitely batting issues, and you can't hide from that. Uh, so all to play for. I think at the start of the series, if you told India after the Adelaide test you will be 1-1, they would have gladly accepted it. In Australia's mind, they thought scheduled Perth and Adelaide will go up 2-0, didn't happen. It's 1-1. So now it basically becomes a best of three series. And I think Australia's lineup is flawed as well. If you look at it, Travis Head has scored 240 odd runs, and Jaiswal scored about 180. Nitish Reddy scored 160. The next highest run scorer for Australia is Alex Carey at 72. So we have two very, very brittle batting lineups, and Head has been the difference so far. Somebody from India needs to step up, be it a Jaiswal or a Gill or a Pant. Pant has not played the way he usually does. His innings have been very frenetic, and I don't know if he's going to succeed. Australia seem to have plans for him. They targeted him with the short ball. Australia's bowling plans were much better than India's. Even on the final day, they went short at Ashwin and Bumrah and Siraj and Niti and Harshit Rana. They just couldn't handle it. They came with very specific plans. India have a bowling coach who has bowled in Australia and bowled well, Morne Mokal. India just didn't have the plans. So lots to do for India. A week ago, it was Australia, which is called the worst team, and now India's got that label. So lots to do for India, lots of homework, but it's got to start with the captain. He's just doesn't have the body language, doesn't have the air of somebody who can see this thing through. Hopefully, I'm wrong, but unless Rohit actually steps up as a captain, as a leader, and as a batsman, uh, Brisbane's going to go the same way. We'll come back and preview the Brisbane test in a couple of days. Thank you very much for watching another episode of PR Cricket Chat. If you like this video, do like, share, subscribe, press the bell icon for notification. Thank you very much.